my god, how did I not see this? These controls seem to move the walkways across the pools. Wonder if I can find the right combination to let me cross. There, I can walk across now. That was totally unintentional. I was just hitting buttons. Access the whoops syndicate graveyard. Okay. Might as well use my powers to look for hidden things. Syndicate graveyard.
Blood crystal obtained.
It's a real shame about the murder, isn't it? Hard to have a good time when everyone's so worked up. I'm trying to, though. I really am. I'm off to hunt crows. Hey? Oh, apparently I spoke to every Shinji at this point. Huh. Interesting.
Blood crystal obtained.
Yeah, let's see what this nightmare computer has to say to me.
That computer.
Baby horns. Baby horns. Okay. This one.
Nightmare computer unlocked. Key item obtained.
Blood vial. Grace bloodlines obtained. Blood vials are sealed into coffins, so they can't be used illicitly after death. Why was one last kiss directed me to Grace Bloodline's Blood vial? This is the grave of Grace Bloodlines, Henry's murder victim from when he was arrested. Starlight can verify this. This is her blood vial. Haunted, complex, crescent, drifting sand, satellite. That's your unique blood code. This is Grace Bloodline's blood vial.
Strange.
Why does one last kiss want me to find this?
Aren't you paying attention, investigator?
Didn't I give her, like, Celestia's voice or something? I wrote it down. Where is it? Where is it? My little cheat sheet for voices. Which I will probably do as a staple because I always forget my voices. Yeah, it was Celestia. Do you understand, investigator? Starlight confirms this is Grace Bloodline's blood vial. Haunted, complex, crescent, drifting sands, satellite. That's the blood code from the vial, correct?
Got it.
You could only know the code if you were Grace Bloodlines or Chief Exorcist. You were murdered by Henry when he was arrested.
Who would benefit from a crime like this?
Those are the facts, but are they the truth?
Laughable.
What keeps someone from moving on? An obligation, a purpose, an unending rage.
Hell?
Murder was set up, or was the wrong place, wrong time? Who could say the truth is all around you, investigator? You should read this. What is it? The official report of the murder of the Grace Bloodlines. What about the Holy Seals? I've been waiting for that question. Do you know something about them? Another time, investigator.
It's a fact.
Wait, I'm not done with you.
Truth is all around you, investigator.
Investigator, aren't you happy about last night?
Bad feeling
Or
about
to be happy about a mass murder? That depends on your perspective. You've benefited directly from this mass murder. No more exile for great investigator.
corruption on this island, investigator.
Demonic taint is the least our worries, and the syndicate is rotten. The council deserves nothing less. Sounds like you have a motive.
Enjoy perfect
The syndicate is built on dead bodies. Ego and ambition can be sustained by death.
Those are
I am casually on the path, left to bleed out for someone's benefit. Can you imagine what benefit that would be, investigator? The council deserve to die, sliced to ribbons. Tell me about this corruption. The syndicate is full of plotters and conspirators. So many of them have their little games. Last night someone played the winning hand. Do you know who did it? Yes and no. I have some answers, but not all. Where were you at the time of the murder? I have no alibi, investigator. You're not the only person on this island that knows I exist.
Don't test me.
Did you murder the council? Of course not, investigator. They deserve to die, but they deserve to be murdered by someone else. I have vested interest in the whole system coming down, not just the top players. If I may have some advice, the syndicate are all backstabbers. If you believe that there is a conspiracy, break one of the suspects at trial, they'll crumble and will turn on each other. If you look forward to our next conversation, investigator, I do hope you have more interesting questions.
One last kiss.
Okay, an unknown player in this madness. Who is she and what does she want?
That's weird.
She disappeared. She's a spirit lingering in this world driven by rage and revenge. Perfect.
Oh.
She's more to her death than her official story. If she was murdered as part of some kind of plot, that gives her a real motive for killing the council. Let's look at the report of her murder. Henry became possessed and the arresting officer was Akiko. Akiko requested the presence of Grace Bloodlines, the syndicate's exorcist.
Bad feeling.
During the exorcism, Akiko left the room and Henry took the opportunity to kill Grace by strangulation. His demonic strength allowed him to break through the restraints and quickly kill her. He apparently carved the same symbol scorched his skin into Grace's body.
I don't like this.
Before he arrests, Henry murdered his own mother, Rena Divison.
I don't like.
He strangled her and scorched her body with demonic sigils.
The investigator is here.
Doom Jazz examined the bodies and confirmed it. Henry was subdued, arrested, and pronounced guilty without trial. One Last Kiss seemed to think this isn't so straightforward. I need to speak to Akiko about the lapse in procedure and Henry to see if he remembers anything, which is unlikely. Maybe Doom Jazz can help since he examined the victims. Bros.
Huh.
Might as well use the nightmare interface again.
Nightmare computer.
This is the grave of Ais Kiwami. He was the old school syndicate and one of the council members.
Investigator.
Grave plaque says he died 25 years ago. There's an inscription. Heartbreakers, lifesavers, and brothers under the cosmos. Okay.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
Sure.
Ais Kiwami's blood vial. This island is built on blood. Blood connects all secrets. Starlight run this against Deonagate, the long shot, but maybe they're connected. I had a dog and his name was Bingo. They match. Kiwami is Deonagate's father. What about Henry's blood?
Don't test me.
A match. Eyes was Henry's father. That's exciting. A council member had a relationship with a citizen. Now we have Henry.
Key item obtained.
Ais Kiwami blood sample obtained. Okay. Open this up. Okay, we still got a lot to go on. Should ask Lydia. Why did Akiko take prisoners out of the barracks? Need to find out what her third holy seal is. I talked to Henry. I haven't talked to Henry in a while. Oh, you're up here now.
One last kiss.
Monostrat's plan. What was Monostrat's plan? With regards to demons,
You
millennia ago, he would never have gone with Carmelita's plan. He changed. He wanted to control all rulers too. The syndicate wasn't receiving gods fast enough. We were struggling with the demons and continual thorn in our side. Carmelita's plan to block demonic corruption is flawed. The demons would be repelled from the island structures, but would still possess our cattle. They would scapegoat the citizens. He would come down fiercer on them than a nice move for a aspiring despot.
That's strange.
That isn't the monastery I remember. Immortality isn't a good thing. It warps the mind. He followed in the footstep of Equalizer. They went too far. This new island is born and you'll have to live with it. I'll love having something to look forward to. How has Carmelita demon-proof the island? Demons and gods are just alien beings from a different world. They enter our world through psychic pathways that bring huge distances in the universe. Traveling along the pathway brings down the demon form. Their psychic image crosses space and gathers a solid matter when they arrive on the island. Marshals hunt those demons down and exterminate them. Soldiers have their uses after all. When demons don't manage to assume a fully corporeal form, they soak into the physical structure of the island.
Investigator is here.
And the island becomes corrupted.
Corruption.
The rot sets in and the island must end. Carmelita and Mastro Heavy Industries developed a new technique that repels this corruption. The plan is to change the particles in our air, stopping demons from being able to latch on the physicality of their land. And they, very concrete, will repel the demons.
It's weird.
Does that mean Perfect 25 will be filled with demons floating around the air? That's the dirty secret. Demons will still come to the island, they just need somewhere to go. Next best thing in the island structure is the minds of citizens. Perfect 25 will be a hotbed of demonic possession. Human minds are malleable and porous. Unlike concrete, we have a certain amount of latent psychic ability. The structure of the island will be safe and permanent, but citizens are a sacrifice being made in pursuit of perfection.
Test me.
Marshals will be busy.
Perfect.
And so will if you get to reform the Paradise Psycho Unit.
The investigator is here.
That's not my priority. It will be. How is a god's deception different from illegal communication that allows demons on the island? Do you believe a human has the same ability to speak across the vast and infinite cosmos as a god? We are amateurs at opening the psychic pathways. The pathways are weak and easy to breach. The gods can speak across the universe without attracting the big demonic hordes.
Benefit.
Victims' dreams are filled with visions of gods. They become a god thrall, executing their will for promises of power. The victim doesn't realize it has happened. It is subtle, insidious.
Sorry.
That's how it was with me.
Understand
The
investigation.
syndicate hasn't worked out how to deal with god deception yet. The actions you take in the behest of gods are criminal, but if you're a victim of the god, I hope that answered your question. It did. Thank you. Got time to chat? I have all the time in the world until the island ends. I'm gonna ask you about being deceived by a god. You're the expert in that, aren't you, investigator? You were our exorcist. You're an expert in all things astral. I want to know how it happened. The victim catches the attention of God. The god begins to speak to them in their dreams. Why do you think you caught the attention of a god? I was the head of the Paradise Psycho Unit. A perfect target for the machinations of a god looking for power.
Corruption.
Damned Harmony saw an opportunity with you. That key would unlock the syndicate. You wanted to kill us all and feed off this released psychic energy. The Immortal Syndicate has a lot of energy to give off. He might have resurrected. I'm almost let it happen. Oh, do not swim in the sea of guilt, investigator. Deception is subtle and insidious. You were victim criminalized by the narrow minds of others. You showed them your own weakness and they were frightened. Stay out of the shadow of your past, investigator. Oh, God. Let's get the easy ones out of the way, old people's alibis. Did you see Henry while you were floating around the island last night? Did I? Didn't I? I don't want to say.
Test me.
Why?
You're being a...
That's the key to this whole thing. You need to investigate it yourself. What can you tell me about the sigils scorching Henry's skin? Demons speak in arcane tongues. During the possession of the demon is screaming in rage. The victim screams in the tongue of the demon, but the noises humans are capable of making are too limited. We cannot pronounce demonic languages. We do not have vocal range or understanding. Sometimes the demon's psychic force wills the words into existence, but it can take a number of forms: telepathy, unearthly sounds, loss of vision, and so on. If, in Henry's case, the white hot rage of the demon caused the sigils to be scorched in his body was burned from the inside. His insides are probably destroyed. His physical form is being held together by the demon. Do these sigils affect anyone else? Those he comes in contact with will also have them scorched onto them.
That's it.
What kind of contact? A strong embrace. The skin needs to be pressed against another skin for several seconds. Same sigils were drawn in blood at the crime scene. Would Henry have done these?
Truth is all around.
Drawing is an expression of the human mind. When you draw, you communicate something when your mind outwards. The demon has already found his way to express its emotions outwards by scorching Henry's body. The demon already has its canvas. It doesn't need another one. So are there symbols at the scene?
You understand?
That's for you to find out, investigator. I'm only an expert on demons, not crime scenes.
Sure.
Could the demon make Henry draw them?
Facts, but are
The
they?
demon does not control Henry. It causes him to act, but he chooses how to act. Do you see the difference? Like a boss that tells you what to do, not how to do it. Precisely. If Henry were to do that, he'd be doing it under his own volition. I don't know about you, but I can't draw characters from a language I don't understand. Did you see Yuri last night? He was in the Gardens, investigator, but what if there was a gap? You should speak to Lydia. Did you experience a cause blackout last night from the reality falling drive burst? It'd be very convenient for that to happen last night, wouldn't it? I think whoever told you that is lying. What do you know about KHX's disappearance? Another mystery for the great investigator. I don't know what happened to him, but he's still on the island somewhere. You see the Grand Marshal last night?
Wait.
Speak to the Grand Marshal, investigator, if you believe her, blah blah blah. Do you see the architect?
You with your truth?
Have you asked witness? Okay. Do you see Crimson? Should speak to her. Do you see the doctor?
Theories are around?
His clinic holds a secret. Do you see witness to the end?
Mysteries.
Witness and common leader spent the evening together. I wonder if that means anything. I'm sure it does. You see Lydia and Sam last night?
Wait.
The logs at the Paradise Gates will confirm several things. Their alibis and their time frame. Consider the time for an investigator. Okay. Tell me more about what happened. I received a call from our dear Grand Marshal. She had arrested someone that was possessed and needed an exorcism. I was meeting with architect Carmelina at the time. A meeting about what? The next island, Perfect 25. One of her obsessions had been creating structures which repel demonic corruption. She asked to come with me to view the exorcism. Is that normal? No, but I understood her interest. We arrived and she inspected the scene before I started my exorcism. She left to wait outside of the apartment. Henry was secured by Akiko, stepped out of the room and spoke with Carmelita. I slipped into my meditative trance to perform the exorcism.
You were paying attention?
Planes of existence swirled around me and I was lost in a maelstrom with no sense of place or direction. And the life was being choked out of me and I have no idea who the attacker was or what direction they came from. I died, murdered. Short while later, I was floating above the island. I felt an all-consuming rage. I drifted towards the heavens, but my fury allowed me to claw my way back onto the island. Now, here I am.
Got it.
These islands, huh?
The mysteries.
More than you know. What do you know about the second Holy Seal?
What is all around you?
The mystery of mysteries. What is it? What's the secret? The closely guarded secret. People have found the answer.
Investigator is here.
Ooh, that's too easy.
Oh,
I'm a busy woman. You are, but the path is worth treading. I've seen things, people talking, things being discarded. You'll need to search behind controversies. In your professional opinion, could the demon possessing Henry keep Henry alive in the depths of space? There haven't been any record incidents of it, but the universe is a vast and mysterious place. When a demon possesses a person, they fuse with them, sometimes purely physically, sometimes only psychically. Henry's demon did both, and experts have significant power over Henry. Enough power to hold his body to withstand a vacuum. Demons are not from our planet. They come from the most terrifying reaches of the cosmos. They are attuned to space in a way we could never be. Some demonic races only exist as psychic shadows. Some negate the edges of black holes. Some bend cosmic energy into huge cities. The right demon could definitely hold a human body together while outside our... Some bend cosmic energy into cities. Is the architect a demon? Oh, shit. Yeah, because she's like making them out of pockets of space. She's a demon. What about cyclically fleeing out and manipulating a lock on another planet? The second Holy Seal sounds thrilling, investigator. It varies from race to race, but most demons underestimating space far better than us. They understand the cosmos isn't just a physical, existent psychic plane as well. Some demonic races can see the psychic shape of space, and they see the essence of everything and how it's linked on planes we can't comprehend.
the investigator is here.
What are the chances of a demon possessing Henry being one that could hold his body together in vacuum space and physically preserve the inner workings of a secret lock?
Do you understand, investigator?
What are the chances of a council being murdered and the exiled investigator being brought back? Slim, then. You need to decide what is. We'll continue to ask one last kiss questions. Do you think this was all Henry?
Are you happy with your truths?
Aren't you paying attention, investigator? Of course I don't. I've seen people doing things. Loyal servants turn to conspirators. Someone found out about how to breach the council building. I was there. I saw them a devilish plan. Who? That would be far too easy. Who do you think has motive? Very direct, investigator.
Bad feeling about this.
It's been a long millennium. I'm a little cranky.
You understand, investigator?
What if there were no more islands to end? Someone wouldn't have a job to do.
What the hell?
Witness. And who would benefit from a crime like this? Who would suddenly be called upon to protect it against danger? Akiko.
Mystery awaits.
Time to start asking questions, investigator. Tell me why Witness might want to kill the council. Witness is damaged. He's whipped himself up to a religious craze. He started thinking things that shouldn't be thought about. What things? He's becoming apocalyptic, fatalistic, convinced the end is upon us. I was a ghost, knew this. Before I died, he came to me and asked questions about demons, and I was an exorcist after all. He became fixated on the idea that a sea of demons could crash upon the island to wipe us out. A flood sent by the gods to wash away sin. What did he want to know from you?
Would benefit from a crime like this.
Are there signs to look for? We could divine from the stars if a flood is coming. Harmless questions from someone who has the responsibility of overseeing the end of the islands. His rule is to look for signs that an island is going to end and make sure the death and the birth happen properly.
Truth is all around you.
The innocuous questions came first, and they started asking about initiating a demonic invasion or using demons as weapons. I asked about that. You dressed up in pretense about the warning signs at the end of an island. I'm not a fool, though. You don't ask these questions unless there's a dark intent.
That's it.
What did you tell him? How demons enter the island, how possession works. A standard topics that everyone in the syndicate is educated on. Why was he asking? I think he was hoping for some nuance or detail that wasn't public knowledge. I didn't give anything away. No forbidden secrets for that the exorcist god.
The facts and the truth are not the same.
Let me ask a direct question. Do you think Witness is trying to use demons to cleanse the island? That I can say. He certainly was fixated on it, though. What do you know about Akiko?
Mysteries are around us.
When you have a hammer, all you see are nails. She's been trying to rule more power, no marshals. Power. Akiko wants non-military roles to be taken by her troops. That was on her list. She saw dealing with demons only as a military problem. Exorcism shouldn't be done by soldiers. They're not trained for it. Akiko disagreed. So why kill the council? Scare the next council into militarizing, create a soldier's paradise.
Are you happy with your...
Do you think that's enough of a motive? For her, probably. Do you know anything about the Fourth Holy Seal? I know it requires a godliness to get through. How do you know that? As a spirit, I can go places other can't.
Ooh, the investigation.
How can someone get through it? Find out how to become close to a god. What about Henry? What are gods and demons when you get down to it? Aliens, beings from the depths of the universe? How could the Syndicate differentiate between a demon and a god? What if that's the flaw in their plan? Could a demon get through the god seal? Could it?
Sure.
Know anything about demons on the island? I was wondering when you would encounter them.
That's weird.
Them? I've seen a lot of things, watched a lot of people do a lot of things. Have you heard the rumors? A secret demonology research room run by someone that it shouldn't be. Where? You should go and speak to Crimson. She'll be able to help. There's a secret in the dead zone, but there's a problem with that, isn't
I
there?
have a bad feeling.
The dead zone is off limits. I need a correct key to get in. You'd be logged.
Wait.
Precisely. What if there was another way in, though?
You're
A tunnel, perhaps?
That's strange.
What tunnel? You like to drink, investigate, or a nice wine on a summer's evening at the best bar in town?
Those are...
A stroll afterwards, perhaps behind the bar, exploring the world, and what do you find?
Test me.
Ooh, that's the interesting bit, isn't it?
Truth is...
Our dear Witness going where he shouldn't. Anyone else? Mr. Daybreak is a very naughty boy, isn't he? So, deciphering all that, Witness has been using a tunnel behind Sam's bar to get into the dead zone so he can use a secret demonology lab. Okay. I'm so frustrated with your literal way of talking sometimes. What do you know about the escape last night? Everyone is lying. What is the distance and time? Have you checked that? Did Henry go through the Syndicate HQ? It'll be logged if he did. You know anything about the murder of the marshal guards outside the council building?
Would benefit from
The council building is awash with evidence, investigator. Check everywhere. What secrets does the sea hold? What about reaching for the sky? What do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago?
facts, but...
Was his possession when the wheels were set in motion? You should find out. What if someone set him up? What if that was part of the plan? What if someone needed to trigger the end of the island? What if someone accessed the grimoires in the library? May you always live in the shadow, and may you reach the moon. Okay, well, she was very helpful. Yeah, let's go see the doctor. We haven't seen him in a while. Or maybe Crimson. Ghostfish.
Doctor Jazz.
Let's hang out. Got sec doc. Can you feel it in the air? You've been spraying pheromones again.
The island is about to end.
This may be the last time we talk before you would judge and determine who's guilty. We'd better not waste any more time then.
That's unusual.
Lady love.
Glad to be...
Stop talking. It's been wonderful to see you again. Don't. You were never any good at the conversation afterwards.
My favourite investigator.
I guess I was, Take this, but save it till you're off duty. flamboyant wine obtained. Maybe I'll see you on the next island.
Favorite investigator.
I hope so. Okay. Achieve max hangout level with Jazz. Dead nebulous, Freeman letter. Rich and full bodied, good mouthfeel lingers on the tongue. Murder of Grace bloodlines. You examined Grace bloodlines when Henry killed her, right, Doc? A nasty one for sure.
Investigator is here.
Was there anything odd about the scene or the victim?
How?
You mean odd for the case of demonic possession? I didn't get to examine the scene for long. Akiko was in rush to contain the area, and I was pretty open and shut case. The markings on Grace were strange, though.
The hell?
In what way? Henry's other victim, his mother, had the same sigil scorched into her skin as Henry. Grace had those sigils, but they weren't scorched. They looked like they had been carved with a blade. The demon inside Henry burns with a cosmic fire, and Henry's victims received the same branding. So if he killed the council, they'd all carry the sigils.
Typically.
Depends on how we did it. I don't have a lot of evidence to support this, but I expect the sigils to only be scorched on victims he had sustained close contact. A cut and a run probably didn't do it, but a strangulation would. I should mention that I would expect the inhibitors to prevent or limit the scorching of those sigils to victims. So I regraced the sigils cut into her. I wrote it off to madness of demonic possession. We don't know the whole lot about this kind of thing, so I figured he carved them himself as some kind of ritual. I can't say for sure, though. Thanks for your help, Doc. What do you know about a photo taken of Grace's throat during your mass examination? I took photos, but they were confiscated by Akiko, classified or whatever. I found one on Marshall's server. Can I get your opinion on it? The bruising on the throat looks odd.
I see.
That's because the fingers that did it aren't uniform. In normal strangulation, bruising you can see from areas of pressure on the fingertips and the knuckles. That pressure on these is misaligned. It's normally because the attacker is wearing jewelry, specifically in this case a ring on their wedding ring finger. What about power armor? Nope, the gauntlets on the Marshal's power armor are gloves with the armor plates on the top of the hands. He wears a wedding ring. Or wore a wedding ring, that was 10 years ago. Know anything about demons on the island?
No idea.
What are you talking about, Loved Eyes? The Marshal killed them all, didn't they? Okay. May the cosmos be with you and may you reach the moon. Okay.